Now let us talk about calculating devices. Simple calculating devices. In this category, normally there are three types of devices. They are abacus, Napier's bone, and slide rule. This is the picture of abacus. Abacus is considered as the first device ever invented for calculation. Abacus is a mechanical device used to assist a person in performing mathematical calculations and counting. About the abacus, it is still unknown who built it, but it was used in early civilizations in Mesopotamia. It was found that abacus was used by Chinese, Egyptians, Greek, Persians, and Roman civilizations. Here is a video showing abacus.
So eventually they came up with a bead abacus, the one like you see today that has, where these beads are on rods. And you don't lose the beads as easily. They're attached to it and they can't fall off. You can imagine how that might be a benefit to not lose your counting beads. All right, let's talk a little bit about the abacus and the parts of the abacus and how it works. Right in the middle here, we have what is called the beam, or the reckoning bar. And when using an abacus, a bead only gets counted when it's touching the reckoning bar, or the beam. So this bead gets counted when it's touching the reckoning bar, or the beam. And the beads up top also get counted when they're moved down towards the reckoning bar. Now these beads up here are called the heavenly beads. These beads are worth 5. Down below in the earthly beads, down below these are called the earthly beads, and earthly beads are worth 1 each. So up here, this one's worth 5. These are each worth 1. You'll see something else here. There's a little dot. There's always going to be a little dot every 3 rows. So there's not one here, but there would be, anyways, every 3 rows there's going to be a dot. And that marks, so we understand, that shows how the numbers are broken down or what they represent. You'll also notice that in this soroban, and that not all of them will have this, but I like the ones that do, that also change colors every 3 beads, so you can see, or every 3 rows of beads, so that you can see this division of 3. I mean, think about how we write numbers, and we always divide them into 3s. If you write the number 100, it's just going to be 100. If you write the number 1000, we generally put a comma after the 1, so it goes 1, 0, 0. If you write the number 13,320, it goes 1, 3, 0, 320. If we write the number, for example, 23,456,789, it's broken down into those groups. Let's talk about how we're going to count with the abacus. A bead is only counted when it's touching or up against this reckoning bar, when it's moved to the middle. In other words, the top beads are only counted when they're moved down, and the bottom beads are only counted when they're moved up. So let me say that again. A bead is only counted when it's touching or moved up against this reckoning bar or the beam. So a top bead, a heavenly bead, is only counted when it's moved down, and the bottom, the earthly beads, are only counted when they're slid up. Now let me point out one other feature that this abacus has. Not all of them will have it, but this one comes with a handy little button right here. I like that because to clear your abacus, all you do is tip it down and hit that beam. That clears it all. So it doesn't matter what your beads are doing. That clears it. Now, if your abacus doesn't have that, if you had one at home, and like if you're one of those awesome people in the world and just happen to have an abacus laying around, if you don't have that, the way you clear your abacus from some large crazy number like this is tip it down like that, and then with your finger, clear it like that. That's how you clear an abacus without one of these beam things here. Let me do that again. So we have some crazy number here like that. Tip it down. Run your finger off. And you always do it left to right. That's how you clear it. In general, if you want to keep with good abacus technique, and it's going to move faster, if you learn these things from the beginning, you'll be able to manipulate the abacus faster. Is you only use your two fingers, your thumb finger and your index finger. And the thumb finger, its only job is to move beads up. That's its only job. The index finger moves things down. And his job, the index finger here, he's the only one that can touch the heavenly beads. Thumb can touch the earthly beads and he can only move them up. But the index finger can touch both. He can move that one down and up like that, or he can move those down like that. That's how it works. So once again, you're only using these two fingers. The thumb moves them up. The index finger can move them down. And you can move the heavenly bead up or down, but the thumb can only move them up. The index finger moves them down. Or you can clear them all like that. Once again.
This much for now, and hope you have understood the abacus part.